Welcome back. The state is facing a nursing shortage in the next 15 years. The Department of Workforce Development estimates a shortage of up to 20,000 nurses by the year 2040. Increasing the number of male nurses could help, and UW Oshkosh can definitely help in that department. The school was recently named one of the best schools in the country for men in nursing. And all of the school's nursing students can find employment upon graduation. Their most recent data from the class of 2024 shows that 87% of graduates have jobs within 6 months with an average salary just over $74,000. Another 3% are pursuing advanced degrees, and that group includes men, and that group may grow thanks to this latest award. Time for a 4:30 field trip. We welcome you down to UW Oshkosh School of Nursing and Health Professions here alongside Jason Mott, one of the professors of nursing here, and also the president. This is a long one here. American Association for
Men in Nursing.
Men in Nursing. All right, there we go. So this award, it's the 9th time, and as
Correct.
I just mentioned, you're the president of this association that hands out the award. So
Yes.
how many times has that happened in your tenure?
3 times.
Okay.
So yeah,
But it's all on the up and up.
of course. I don't do anything with reviews or anything. We have a whole committee that has rubrics that score, and so everything is good.
Okay, it's all, as we said, all on the up and up. I'm curious though, the previous 8 times that you've earned this distinction, what has that done for enrollment and bolstering what you do here for male students?
Yeah, I think it's really helped. I've actually had a lot of students who were interested in coming here and have met with them. And so when they heard, like, we have a Men in Nursing chapter, and when they've heard we've won the award and things like that, they're like, oh, actually, I really am going to come here now. I was originally interested, but now I'm definitely coming here. And so I think this is a way where we can show how to get more men into nursing, which I think one of the big things is that we're now working on not only looking at men in nursing, but how men in nursing affect healthcare. So one of the big things we're actually working on as an association, and hopefully by next month we're going to get approval, is to make men's health its own recognized specialty within the nursing profession.
So a lot of this is awareness in terms of breaking down what I think you're referring to as these old stereotypes, right? So in order to do that, you got to get the word out. So
Exactly.
This award does that. If you can change this designation, that does that. You did a recent interview with Wisconsin Public Radio.
Correct.
And you highlighted a piece that the New York Times did
Right.
about former NFL players, even some current NFL players, that have chosen this as their profession, including a 2-time Super Bowl winner in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm not sure how well known those things are. You're certainly trying, but I'm sure you relay those stories to
Right.
prospective students. What's their reaction when they hear that?
They're just like in awe, because I think especially with like the NFL story, like you never really hear about that. Like, oh, you think like, oh, these NFL players, they make a ton of money and then they go off and retire and don't do anything. And it's like, no, they're actually looking for purpose afterwards. And a lot of them are finding purpose in nursing, which I think is really cool.
It's interesting, those folks in the NFL that you alluded to, they're looking for purpose. Students are looking for careers and gainful employment. And there's no question that there is gainful employment to be had here.
Right.
The shortages, the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development projects a shortage, what is it, between 12 and 19,000 nurses by the year 2040. So there are wages to be had. How much of that has impacted, as you've talked to students who come in, you know what, I'm interested in this career, but I know it's a career that I can get a job in?
I think it's really impactful. So one of the things we see with nursing is a lot of the men who come in are second degree students. So like we have an accelerated program here. And so they come in, they've gotten a degree in another area and find like, hey, I'm really not getting jobs, or like I'm not enjoying the work and things. And like, I'd always kind of thought about nursing as a career, but went a different way. And so now that I'm coming back, like I know I have job security and will always have a job.
One of the statistics that you folks have pointed out to, males make up about 15% of your overall nursing students, excuse me.
Yep.
But that jumps to 30 to 40% for some of these specialty
Yes.
areas. What's the explanation for that? Is it higher wages in those areas?
Yep, I think so. Again, so like the accelerated program
Okay.
has more because, again, the guys coming back to school. Our other big area is our Certified Registered Nurse Anesthesia program, or CRNA.
Okay.
So those individuals make really good money. They also have a lot of high-level clinical backgrounds. So in order to get into the program, you need to be an ICU nurse for several years and things like that, where guys tend to gravitate towards like ICU, ER, those
Okay.
sort of like high adrenaline type areas.
Interesting.
And so I think they go into those areas where they're going to have good like wages and job opportunities.
Jason, I'm curious, how do you take this now and develop? Because you're obviously, this is fluid, it adapts to the changing needs that are out there, but we know the need for jobs is going to be there. So how do you take this award recognition, what you're hearing from your students, what's next, and I guess is the shortest way of answering this
Yeah.
question for your program?
I think, again, just doing a lot of the marketing and saying like, hey, like we're very, as a school, we're really, I'm trying to think of the right word, but we're really trying to like highlight and be a school where anybody can come in and feel welcomed and included. And so really trying to get that marketing out there.
It's interesting you say included. Why is it so important to get more males into the industry?
I think one of the biggest reasons is, first of all, patients like nurses and providers who look like them. So like if you look at minorities in general, like there's low percentages of Hispanic nurses and African American nurses and things like that, where they tend to do better if their nurse or provider looks like them.
Okay.
And so a lot of times, like we know with guys and health-seeking behaviors, like most guys don't really seek out health care until it's almost too late, which is why they live like 7 years less than females do.
Okay.
And so having more guys understanding like the male mentality can really help to bring guys into the clinics and things to get health care to improve their health.
Really interesting. You have a stereotype and a non-stereotype breaking down a stereotype. Right?
Exactly.
It's like a circle here.
Exactly.
Well, Jason, congratulations on the award. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.